All right, it's recording now. So let's get started. All right, today's math lesson today is on the 3 M's. Does anybody know what the 3 M's stand for in data management? Raise your hand, please. Brandon. Yeah, so we've got the mean, the median, and the mode. And the number one mistake a lot of people make with these 3 M's is they oftentimes get them confused. Which one stands for what, and what do you do with each word? And I'm going to start off today's lesson by giving you an idea what each one, an easy way to remember what each one is. So my favorite one is the mean. Think of the mean as an angry face. It's mean. And the way you remember mean is a fancy word for average. You want to find the average of something, and you've already started doing that already with your calculator in class. Basically, when you want to find the mean, what that means, it means you got to do x plus y, and then you want to divide it by the number of digits you have, which is like 2. So that looks confusing, so I'll give you a real life example. So we'll put like 3 plus 2, you add them together first, and then you divide by the number of digits you have inside the brackets like that, and there's 2, and that will give you the mean. So on a real test, like let's say on, I gave you this class a test, and there was 22 students, and they each got a different mark on the test. Some got the same mark. So let's say it was like some kids got 77%, some kids got 75%, some kids got 76%, some kids got 80%, some kids got 65%, some kids got 52%, some kids got 91%. Now, that's my data. How many digits do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. So in order to find the mean or the average, all you have to do is add all these up together and then divide it by the number of digits there are. How many digits were there again, Taylor? 7. So I'm going to put a 7 there. So add these all up. Push the equal button. That's why we put brackets there. We want an answer first. And then you divide it by 7, and that will give you the mean. The mean. So try to remember what the mean is. The mean is the one that you'll come across a lot in life. Everything from like sports to hockey to schoolwork to everything. The mean shows up a lot. It means average. What is if you put them all together, what are most people sitting around? What is the average? Most of the people in this class are getting this kind of mark. So it's kind of an easy way to lump everybody together and kind of see how well they're doing. If you looked at the last question we did 10 seconds ago on our graph we looked at between Team 2 and Team 6, or Team 4 and Team 6, we were looking at comparing the marks. We were finding the average for each one in order to figure out how they were doing and comparing them. So is there any questions with the mean? Because the mean's going to show up later again when we talk about the median. All right, so let's move ahead to the median. Actually, you know what? Let's go to mode first. Mode's a little easier. Does anybody remember what the mode is? What is the mode? What is the mode? Sarah, what's the mode?
Can I guess?
Go ahead. I want you to.
I think it's like if you have numbers, you have to see the middle of them.
You're very close. You're missing one specific important piece of information. So you're right, Sarah. But before we can look at the numbers, if you look at this, there's something wrong with these numbers. They're not in...
Order.
Jason?
Order.
Yeah, they're not in order. So you're absolutely right, Sarah. You got to put the numbers in order first, and then you can look to see where the middle number is. But that's not actually mode. That's median. See how easy it is to confuse them all. I like to think of mode as popcorn. Yeah. Why do you think I like to think of it as popcorn? Think about it. It has to do with numbers. And when you make popcorn, certain things go pop. They just pop up, and some of them don't. The kernels, that's right. So think of it like that. So how does mode connect to popcorn? Audra.
Mode is the number that pops
You got it. Exactly. Mode is the number that pops up the most. In math, we call that frequency. Which one is the highest number? Which one pops up the most? So if I give you a set of numbers here, so I give you a set of numbers here. What is the mode? Which one popped up the most? What's the highest frequency? Sachi.
86.
You think 86? Let's see. There's 186. There's 286. There's 386. Well, there's 284s, 285s, and 283s. So 86 is the correct answer. Can you have two modes? Could you have a tie? Is it possible to have a tie? What do you think, Emma?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It could be a tie, and there's nothing wrong with that. Then you just write down both numbers if it was. So now that we know that mean is the average, it also makes an angry face, and we know that mode is like popcorn kernels that pop up. Median is an easy way to remember what median is. It has nothing to do with this picture. In this picture, you can see that this is a highway, and what do we call this thing that separates the two sides of the highway? There's a wall in the middle. Oftentimes they also put trees in the middle too to make it look nice, or flowers. But what do we call the thing in the middle of the highway? You might even see a sign on the road nearby for median that has like an island on it and then an arrow that goes like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Median basically is a fancy word for what? Sachi?
It's the highway thing's kind of like a barrier.
It's like a barrier. Where is it though? Is the barrier on the side? It's in the middle, exactly. So if you always forget what median is, median always means in the middle. It's like the barrier in the middle of a highway. And it's the same with your numbers in your data set as well. If we take a look at our data set here, the one we already used down here, we have 81, 82, 83, 83, 84, 84, 85, 85, 86, 86, 86, 87, 88. Where is the exact middle? Where can I build a barrier wall? Where can I put this wall to separate this set of numbers between high and low? That's what median is. So is there any question of what median is? It's like a wall that separates the high and the low, and it goes right in the middle. And sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes it's really easy. Right now we have one digit. So I'm not going to use the word digit. I want to rephrase that. I'm going to cross that out. So in this data set of numbers right here, Elizabeth, how many numbers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oops, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 total numbers. What's half of 13? What's half of 13? How can you split 13 into two groups? How can you split 13 into two groups? Any ideas? Deacon?
6.5.
Yeah, so 6.5. So now let's count 6.5 numbers into our data set now, Deacon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should draw a line right here. That's my median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this right or wrong? Does this work? What do you think, Taylor?
Well, no, it doesn't work.
You're right. There's a mistake here. What did I do wrong? Any ideas?
Not an actual number. Like,
Well, look at how many numbers do I have here, Taylor? You're right. How many numbers do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then how many do I have on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're right. It's not an actual number, and it's not even. Both sides are not split equally. So what do I have to do in this situation? When this happens, remember I told you earlier the mean's going to come back and have an effect on the median. What do we have to do when this happens? Does anybody have a brainstorm of an idea? What do you think we need to do to solve this? Let's check in with somebody who hasn't answered yet. Barry, go ahead.
what I do is I line them all up, and then I took 6 from each side,
Yeah?
and then the number that was left in the middle was the median.
Okay, so I'll try to do that. 1, 2, 3. They're already lined up in order, which is good. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're suggesting I count like 6 backwards here.
No,
So
you count from like this way in.
Okay. So, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should I stop there?
No, you count the other 6.
This one here. So I'm
And you
counting up
stop
to here.
there. And
Okay.
you count the other 6, and then the one in the middle is
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here. Like this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so this would be my median. Is that what you're suggesting? That's an interesting way. I've never seen it done before that way. That's an accurate answer. There's another mathematical way of doing it. Thank you for sharing that, Barry. There's another mathematical way of doing it. Is if you have your numbers here, 81, 82, 83, 83, 84, 84, 85, 85, 86, 86, 86, 87, 88. All you have to do is we know that 6.5, we know that the median is at 6.5, which was right here. When that happens, you could do like Barry just said. But what if I tried adding this 84 to this 85 and divide it by 2? What if I took this side of the median here? Because remember, the median's stuck in the middle. What if I took 84, added 85, and then divided by 2? So if I took 84 plus 85 divided by 2. So let me get my calculator out. 84 plus 85 equals 169. Move it into the light. And now divide it by 2. 84.5. So the correct, most accurate answer would be 84.5. Does that make sense? I liked your idea, Barry. That's not bad. But we need to be a bit more precise with it. So I'm going to do one more set with you right now and see how well you can do. I'll write a data set, see if you can figure out the median of it. The mode, median, and mean. But mostly the median. That's the one we're focusing most on right now. So I'll give you a bunch of numbers. I'll keep them simple. All right, so there's your data set. Let's start off by finding the median. So where is the exact middle of this? Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know. Colin.
between the 10 and 11.
So you're suspicious that it's somewhere around this area here.
Yeah.
I think you might be right. Let's check that out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers here. And then from here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and so it's probably somewhere in between here. So we know that there's no number there, like Sachi said earlier, or Taylor did, sorry. So what do we have to do to find the precise exact middle? What do we have to do? What can we do to do this? Elizabeth?
10 plus 11 divided by 3.
So take the two numbers surrounding that middle spot there, 10 plus 11, and then divide it by 2. Anybody have an answer for me? Elizabeth?
10.5.
I think you're right. 10.5. Just like that. All right, so what's the mode for this number, for this data set? Remember, mode's like popcorn kernels. What's the mode? Emma S., she's checking it out. Emma S. 7 and 11 is the mode. They're the two highest frequency numbers. And then what is our mean? You might need a calculator for this one or a few minutes to do it by paper and pencil. Add them all up. And then divide by the number of numbers you have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So add them all up and then divide them by 11. I'll quickly do it on a calculator. I got 108 divided by 11, which gave me 9.8. So there you go. There's your mean, mode, and median. Any questions? Sarah.
For mean, I think it, yeah. Or for all of them, do they have to be in order?
Yes. Always try to put them in order. It makes it a lot easier. All right.